Good morning students, welcome back to CA Final Auditing class number 6. This is CA Aditya. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Telegram channel which I am going to put in the description box for the purpose of downloading the notes. Okay students, let's coming to the lecture topic. And today we are going to discuss about SQC1 Standards on Quality Control and SA 220. Okay students, in this lecture, before starting to this lecture, we should know the difference between SQC1 and SA220, Quality Control for Audit of Financial Statements. So students, we should see the difference between SQC1 and SA220. So, let's see them. Okay students, let's see them. Okay. Difference between SQC1 and SA220. See students, what is the objective of SQC1 and what is the objective of SA220? See students, objective of SQC1 and objective of SA220. There will have, why the objective? Objective means what are the policies and procedures? Objective means what are the policies and procedures as per SQC1. So students, policies and procedures. Why the policies and procedures? As per SA 220 or SQC1. Why the policies and procedures? 2. That is, the firm should comply with professional standards, legal and regulatory requirements. That is, policies and procedures are required to, the firm should maintain policies and procedures. The firm should maintain policies and procedures to comply with professional standards and legal and regulatory requirements. Okay students, firm report, that is, the firm is going to issue a report, that is the audit report, and it should be appropriate. So that is why the policies and procedures are put in the audit form. Why the audit form should have policies and procedures? Firm should comply with professional standards, legal and regulatory requirements. Form reports issued should be appropriate as per SQC1. Okay students, but as per SA220, objective of SA220, why policies and procedures? Auditor should comply with professional standards, legal and regulatory requirement. Audit report should be issued appropriately. That is why the policies and procedures are put in the SQC1 and SA220. Okay students, as per SQC1, it will consider whole audit form, but as per SA220, it will consider only the audit of financial statements, audit of historical financial statements. But as per audit form, it will have audit and assurance services and related other services. See students, objective of SQC1. Why policies and procedures for firm? Firm complies with professional standards, legal and regulatory requirements. Firm report issued appropriately. Objectives of SA 220. Why policies and procedures? Auditor complies with professional standards, legal and regulatory requirement. Audit report issued appropriately. That is why the procedures are implemented. Okay students, firm will have audit, review, assurance and other related services in the case of SQC1. But as per SA 220, it will consider only the audit of historical financial statements. Okay students, here it will check only the overall financial statements as per SA 220. But in the case of SQC1, it will see overall, that is overall firm as a whole, that is the audit, review, assurance and other related services are considered in the SQC1. But here only the audit related services are considered as per SA 220. Here, that is in SQC1, firm, that is the firm is responsible for compliance with, that is the firm is responsible for compliance with policies and procedures. Here, that is in case of SQC1, firm is responsible for compliance with policies and procedures. But in the case of SQC1, but in the case of SA220, the engagement partner is responsible for compliance with policies and procedures. But in the case of SA220 engagement partner. See students, in the case of SQC1 only the firm is responsible. The firm whole is responsible. But in the case of SA220, engagement partner is responsible for compliance with policies and procedures. Okay students, let's come into the topic students. Common points for SQC1 and SA220. See students, when you go for an audit, that is when you go for the audit of client, we will check design, implementation and maintenance of internal control of the client business. That is whether the internal controls design, implement and maintain properly or not, whether the internal controls are strong or weak. That is what checked in the client office. In the same way, that is in the similar way, in the audit office, that is the CA firm also should check design, implementation and maintenance of quality control system within the CA firm. See students, similarly in the CA firm also should check design, implementation and maintenance of quality control system within the CA firm. What is meant by system? System means policies and procedures. What is meant by system? System means policies and procedures. What are the elements? What are the elements of quality control system? That is LEHM. L means leadership responsibility. E means ethical requirements including independence. A means acceptance and continuance of client relationship. H means human resources. E means engagement performance. M means monitoring the performance of the organization, that is the audit firm. When the performing of the audit, that is effectiveness of performance of the audit by the audit firm. Okay students, let's see them in brief topic. Okay students, what is meant by leadership responsibility? What is the purpose of leadership responsibility? For the purpose of quality within the CA firm or quality within the audit, we are going to perform. See students, leadership responsibility for maintaining a quality within the CA firm and within the audit. What is the CA firm and audit firm? For the purpose of maintaining leadership responsibility, that is the firm, that is the overall members in the firm, or the engagement partner in the case of SA220 has to design or get design policies and procedures. Okay students, the firm or engagement partner should design or get design policies and procedures for the purpose of maintaining the quality within the firm or in the case of audit. These policies and procedures are to be communicated to the firm personnel. These policies and procedures are communicated to the firm personnel through dialogues, seminars or by way of training. Firm personnel means the staff within the organization, that is the article students or paid assistants or under CA employees. They are to be trained or giving any dialogues or any seminars are conducted for the purpose of communicating the policies and procedures of the CA firm or the engagement partner during the audit. Okay students, next, ethical requirements including independence. See students, ethical requirements including independence as per Code of Ethics, CA Act 1949. What are the Code of Ethics? That is fundamental principles of ethical requirements. There are integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, professional behavior, technical standards. Okay students, in the case of independence, the auditor, that is as per SQC1 and SA220, the CA firm or engagement partner has to identify that whether the policies and procedures to identify the threats of independence and whether the threats has been identified, whether they are reduced or eliminated, that is the threats are reduced or eliminated. If they are unable to reduce or eliminate, try to withdraw from the engagement by the audit firm or the engagement team or engagement partner. Okay students, try to verify whether there is policies and procedure to identify the threats. If there are threats in the CA firm or engagement team or engagement partner has identified, then he shall try to reduce or eliminate the threats. If unable to reduce or eliminate the threats, then withdraw from the engagement by the CA firm or engagement partner. Okay, students. Next topic, acceptance and continuance of client relationship. See students, in the case of acceptance and continuance of client relationship, the CA firm or engagement partner should look into management integrity, that is the integrity of the client. Okay students, management integrity and integrity of client we have to check while in the case of acceptance and continuance of client relationship. And we should also check competence, capability, time and resources of the audit firm or the engagement partner. Okay students, in the case of management integrity or client integrity, we will check the nature of, that is the reputation of the client principal owner, the attitude of the client principal owner, indications of indications of imposing limitation on scope by the client, and indications of whether the client is undergoing prevention of money laundering act, reasons for appointment of the new firm and reasons for non-appointment of the previous firm. Okay students, see what is meant by management integrity. We can find them by way of example. See, identifying the business reputation of the client principal owner, checking the attitude of the client principal owner, checking whether the principal owner are as aggressive, that is whether the principal, the client is as aggressive as possible to reduce the audit fees. Okay students, we will check whether the client is as aggressive as to reduce the audit fees. Okay students, identification of whether the client is going to impose indications for whether the limitation of scope is imposed or not, whether indications that client may involved in prevention of money laundering activities, reasons for proposal of appointment of firm and non-appointment of previous firm. Okay students, checking for competency, whether the CA firm is able to do US GAAP of accounting or not. For example, whether the CA firm is able to do US GAAP of accounting or not. Capability, whether it can done that audit or not. Whether the time is required for the purpose of audit, that is example 10 hours are required, but we are only having 8 hours, so we cannot do the audit. That is also to be checked in the case of acceptance of audit. And the resources, 25 staff are required, but we are only having 10 staff, so we cannot accept the audit. So in the case of acceptance and continuance of client relationship, we should check management integrity, that is client integrity, and also check for competence, capability, time and resources. Okay students, we should also check the human resources, that is human resources means the staff within the organization, that is the CA employees and article students and paid assistants. We should recruit them. There should be a process, that is the policies and procedures should be strict while case of recruitment and performance evaluation, that is the staff in the client office or the engagement team should be verified, that is his performance should be evaluated at a regular basis, and proper training should be given in the case of GST, income tax or any corporate related matters, and career development needs, that is the up to date regarding the developments of the profession should be taught to the staff for the purpose of competency. Okay students, next, engagement performance. Finally, the quality of the CA firm or the engagement team will be based on the performance by the engagement team. Finally, the quality of the firm by audit will be based on the performance of the engagement team. See students, what are the steps that can be used for evaluating the engagement performance? See, in the case of direction, that is at the state of audit, what are the audit procedures performed, what is the audit planning and the nature, timing, extent of audit, and engagement team are to be verified. See students, at the time of starting of the audit, while evaluating the engagement performance, we should check that is the client, that is the audit firm, and the engagement partner. The engagement partner and the audit firm should check at the start of the audit that audit procedures, audit plan, and nature timing extent of audit and engagement team are proper. At the time of supervision, that is during the audit, that whether there is any requirement for review of procedures and whether more experienced expert is required or more experienced staff is required for the purpose of audit should be checked by the engagement partner or audit firm. And also at the time of end of the engagement there should be a review. Okay students, after that engagement quality control review. See, a engagement quality control reviewer will be appointed or will be checked by the, that is the engagement quality control reviewer. She will check the year end, what are the performed by the, that is the what are the checks performed by the audit team or engagement partner. See students, the engagement partner works or audit firm's work will be reviewed by the engagement quality control reviewer. See students, what is engagement quality control reviewer will review the work performed by the engagement partner or the audit firm. Who can be a engagement quality control reviewer? See students, who can be a engagement quality control reviewer? He can be a partner or employee of the CA firm. See students, he can be a partner or employee of that CA firm, or he outside the CA firm. If it is outside the under CA firm, it is under the under CA firm, then CA of that firm, that is CA in practice of that under firm, can able to review or attend as engagement quality control reviewer, and he should understand the audit process, and he should understand the audit process. Okay students, engagement quality control review. What are the points that will be checked by the engagement quality control reviewer in the audit firm or engagement partner review? Okay students, engagement quality control reviewer will review sufficient and appropriate audit evidence obtained by the audit firm or engagement partner, and risk of material misstatements identified and responses to those identified risk of material misstatements. Okay students, and audit documentation obtained, audit report issued and conclusions reached based on the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence obtained, and whether the audit performed with independence, that is whether the auditor has performed with independence and as per standards on auditing or not, will be reviewed by the engagement quality control reviewer. Okay students, next conclusions. Consultations as per SA 620 auditors expert. See students, in the case of engagement partner or audit firm, while going to the audit, they perform their work, and now the engagement quality control, that is the engagement performance, will be reviewed by the engagement quality control reviewer. In that case, he will check the work by using the auditor's expert as per SA 620. Okay students, engagement documentation. See, documentation, that is the engagement documentation or working papers of the property of auditor. The auditor may at its discretion may make availability of these copies to the client. Okay students, property of auditor at his discretion may make availability of copies to the client. Okay students, see what is meant by assemble, what is meant by assembly of in the case of audit report. See, there are loose ends of work which is going to be done in the next 60 days, then the audit report will be issued, but in the next 60 days, that is after the audit report has issued, but there are some of the small works, insignificant works remained. So a 60 days time, that is less than 60 days time is given for the from the date of audit report for purpose of assembly, that is completion of that loose ends of work. Okay students, retention of engagement documentation, there are to be retained for the period of 7 years. The engagement document should be retained for a period of 7 years. Okay students, The engagement team has a difference of opinion among themselves. That is, the engagement team has different among themselves or between any audit expert. See students, the engagement quality control, that is the engagement team has difference among themselves or difference between the engagement team and the audit report, auditor's expert. Then the report shall not be issued unless the matter is resolved. If the report is issued without the matter is resolved, then it is a breach of SQC1. The engagement team has difference of opinion among themselves. See students, the engagement quality team has difference of opinion among them or between the engagement team and auditors expert. Then report shall not be issued. That is the report, the audit report shall not be issued unless the matter, that is the dispute, is resolved. If the report is issued without resolve, then it is a breach of SQC1. Thank you students for listening to the class. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more updates and download the material by joining my Telegram channel, which I am going to put in the description box. So students, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.